I was about 18 months into recovery from having a complete crash, mentally and physically. I'd had several high-level jobs, resulted in me taking 12 months out. Completely wiped out mentally and physically. First 3 months, I just slept. So I was really low down, and I'd gone from being a marathon runner in my 30s, 40s, early 50s to zero. Ballooned from 12 stone up to 17 and a half. Drinking heavy, knew I had to do something. It was affecting home life, the wife and the kids. I got to a point where I needed to do something. Floundering, demoralised, fatigued, depressed. I was drinking heavily, and I mean at least a bottle of wine a night. And that was affecting me. I was working, coming home, sleeping on the couch. We weren't talking. Wife was worried, kids were worried. I wasn't as effective as I am now at work or in home life. So it was a spiral that had to be stopped. I think the biggest challenge to me was the well-being side, how I would cope with that. A guy in his late 50s, I'm 58, who was brought up in a society where men didn't talk about things. We just bottled it up and you just got on with it. But I said, got to about 56, 57, and that just cracked open. It was the holistic approach, the whole thing. It's like Mike says, you can do the physical training side of it, but if the head's broken, it's an empty shell. And I like the whole person approach. I needed that. I mean, I can write a training program for myself. Would I have had the fortitude and resilience to follow it? No. I addressed some long-term demons going away back to childhood. It was almost being like on a psychiatric couch. And once I'd come to address them and put them away in a box, I felt like a huge weight had been lifted off me. And then that allowed me to, one, enjoy everything around me, and two, to start enjoying the physical side of it. Mike as a person, yeah, I get on very well with, and we're very, very, very similar. We think the same, and we have the same, some of the same life experiences. And I like his coaching style. It's never judgmental. It's measured, and it's always positive and supportive. If you have a problem, he'll sit and discuss how you go about it. So yeah, so for me, the relationship with Mike, it's more like working with a friend than working with a coach. I just wish I'd had this in my early 30s. Late 20s, early 30s. If I'd have gone through the program then, I'd have had a different life. I'd have had I think, a considerably better life. And my advice to anybody is, if you've got any doubts, just do it, because you don't want to waste 20 years, 30 years. I feel like I've had a good life. I've suffered with work and stress, which has affected everything, but could I have done things different? Could have had better times? Yes. Have I missed out in some instances? Yes. Would it have prevented it? Possibly. So there's a couple of what ifs that'll always be hanging there. And so if I was to advise someone, I'd say don't live with those what ifs. And the quality of life's improved tenfold. At work, at home, relationship is back where it was before I was drinking. We've been married 37 years and we're still crazy about each other. And our relationship's back where it was when we were teenagers. The kids are over the moon. They feel they've got their dad back. I just feel completely liberated, addressing the well-being and getting things out in the open. I'm discussing topics with people I have never discussed, not even with my wife. I've not felt this good in decades. Confident, enthusiastic, lively, and happy. It's just like I've turned my life upside down in a good way that hasn't been difficult, that's sustainable. It felt amazing. Yeah, I'm just really pleased with it. I could quite easily stand up in a room of a couple of hundred people and happily talk about where I've come from and where I'm going to, with no problems whatsoever, and feel proud about it. The biggest thing is helping sort my head out. I needed to do that before I could do anything to improve, because without that I wouldn't have been able to do anything.